Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Thursday, the 3rd of March, comes to you from London. And energy markets continue to rocket. We're seeing, for example, Dutch gas up 14% this morning. Now, that would normally be a massive rise, but we've had 30% days recently, so this is just becoming par for the course. The same with crude oil. If crude oil was up 3%, we would be making a big thing about it. The emissions market has really collapsed. We saw prices really falling away. And if you are trading emissions, you need to be using a log scale point and figure chart with all of those big moves and just watching these targets playing out in real time. So this is the 1 minute chart with the targets on, and this is really the only way to just track how this is changing through the day. But we saw a relief rally, but seeing a change in sentiment again this morning, so just keep an eye on those targets. So we'll take a look first of all at the macro, what's going on in the bigger picture of the world. The dollar continues to rise and making new highs as we come in towards the end of the week. So bullish on all three time frames: weekly, daily and 60-minute, long-term, medium-term and short-term view of the market with the corresponding point and figure targets. That means that the euro is sinking lower. This psychologically important 110 level is about to break, looking to downside targets. The 106 target here, there is a target here below parity, so we are going to fall through 110 almost certainly sometime very soon. Sterling is sitting at 133. That's also just weaker against that stronger pound, and if we stronger dollar, and if we look at the euro falling against sterling, we are pushing again to multi-year highs. So that's not good news for the euro. We are seeing sterling with the upper hand. Bitcoin sitting steady at $43,000. Looks like we found support on the cloud here, so that's quite key. Waiting for this transition through the cloud. With the last few months we've actually been bearish, but the target to 83,000 is still there. The S&P 500 index was up yesterday, but we are still bearish below the cloud on the lagging line, and the downside target is activated, so that's quite key. The futures are lower this morning, only slightly, and the VIX volatility is sitting higher above 49, so quite key. Above 30, up 0.49%, so that's quite key as well. The DAX in Germany continues to fall. Germany really feeling the full force of the Russia-Ukraine fallout, and if we look at that's the future. If we look at the cash, we're down 0.5% here. That 15,000 level was critical. We are pushing towards these downside targets, and some new short-term ones coming in on the 60-minute chart. Asia was actually reasonably strong. We had Japan up 1.3%. We did see Chinese stocks just down slightly. Political risk just might be starting to play through there. And if we look at the Sensex, we're down 0.3% as well. The Aussie market actually recovering up 0.5%, bucking the trend really, and not yet really activating its downside targets. One of the ones that we were neutral on in our monthly report. We'll look at the energy mix in a minute. We're seeing wheat not changed. Corn is up 3.7%, so pushing higher there. That chart just really going ballistic. Gold sitting at 1928. Remembering, if we're above 1900, we're pretty bullish. US 10-year yields did actually jump yesterday, having fallen back. The Federal Reserve saying that they would raise rates. Just a change in sentiment there on bond yields. Looking at Brent crude, first of all, we are seeing here massive moves. 124 as the target. Those who saw our report in January saw we gave 125 as our target. Looking at nat gas, we are sitting up 2.5%. US nat gas looking stronger, with upside targets and breaking that previous high, it looks like. Coal, of course, has rocketed, and we gave targets on coal, so we are very much at that level, and we had a target here of 288. That was given way back at 150, so you can't ignore these targets. They're there. Emissions we just talked about, of course, bearish below the cloud now, so the sentiment is bearish. Any rise there is likely to be short-lived. Gas prices, we're seeing TTF up 9%. Lots of volatility here today, seeing that in that doji style candle. Will be interesting to see how the day ends, of course, but we are setting up for really like an ascending triangle here, just constantly testing levels, and then will we go higher. 200 is a pretty critical point, of course, and looking at MBP, much the same here. 450 is the level. Looking at German power, we're up slightly this morning, and the same for Nordic power, with a big upside target to play for on Nordic power there, so looking like we're going to go higher as well. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.